Welcome to the Fantasy Football Prophet Podcast, hosted by Craig Phillips and Jeff Torrey. Visit us at fantasyfootballprophet.com. And now your hosts, Craig and Jeff.
Welcome everyone to the Fantasy Football Prophet Podcast. I'm Craig Phillips, joined as always by Jeff Torrey. And today we have a little Patriots-Bucks recap. Game just got over with here, and it wasn't quite the offensive shootout we had hoped for or thought there would be. I mean, Patriots defense actually stepped it up a little bit, so it wasn't, a little bit of a disappointment, Jeff, today.
Yeah, I feel like these Thursday games haven't been that great, but, there wasn't anything new about it. I think the only thing that I learned new was Doug Martin, I think, actually looks pretty good, so he kind of solidified what I thought he'd be coming back. Other than that, I think it just kind of went along with the narrative. I think Tom Brady, if he would have had one more touchdown, it would have been business as usual for the guy, 300 yards, only one touchdown though. And then the other thing that I found interesting was Chris Hogan, once again, plugging away, getting another touchdown and looking really good. Yeah,
another touchdown. He just does it every week. I mean, it's like we talked about the other day, if it continues, it's just going to be a thing where it's going to happen. Now at the point we have to rank him, we are ranking him up higher, but you have to rank him thinking he is going to get the touchdown, because when he doesn't, that's the game that's off, is when he doesn't get the touchdown now. This is what he does. It's just crazy.
Without doubt.
And he did it he gets the touchdowns with Amendola still getting 8 for 77. Cook's got 5 for 85. He did what he usually does. Without Gronk, they didn't throw to the tight end at all. Dwayne Allen got nothing. I know there's some people that probably put Dwayne Allen in their lineups today after hearing Gronk was out, but that was not the right move, it looks like. And then, the rushing game, it's Gillislee. He does that's what he's going to do. 12 for 52. He just didn't get the touchdown.
Yeah, exactly. He had a healthy yard per carry. He looked fine. Like you said, just didn't get the touchdown. And, I think with the Patriots offense, I never thought I would say this, but, I think obviously Tom Brady will always perform. It looks like Hogan might be that way too. But the rest of the guys are going to be very dependent on whether or not they score a lot in that game. And in this one, it was lower scoring. Their defense picked it up a little bit, which is good to see, but I don't know how much of that is Tampa Bay. But, the rest of the guys, they did fine. But at the same time, Gillislee is going to be that guy that's always, just tied to touchdown production. So when you only get, really one, that's going to be hard to come by.
Yeah, and actually, I like the way Dion Lewis looked today. He actually looked pretty good in a couple runs. Ended up with 1 more yard than Gillislee on 5 less carries and got 2 catches. But all that's going to mean is they're going to use him, they're going to use White, they're going to use Gillislee. He's never going to be... Gillislee's still the only... White's more valuable because he catches balls. Gillislee's valuable because he can get a touchdown. Lewis looked good. I like the way he played, but he's just not going to... Unless he somehow got that from White, it's not going to happen. And then, Tampa. Like I said, Doug Martin looked pretty solid, but Mike Evans didn't get any catches, really. 5 for 49. That's the low end of what he's going to do. So I guess that's the low end of what he's going to do. It's okay. Brate got the touchdown. Looked pretty good. O.J. Howard, he's not a factor right now.
No, he's definitely going to be up and down. Brate, I think, is the guy to have. But at the same time, if you were watching the game, that last pass that, that he tried to force in there because they had to throw into the end zone, was headed towards O.J. Howard. He wasn't looking for the ball or anything. But at the same time, I could see there's definitely going to be games where he's going to be worthwhile. But you're just completely throwing darts blind at a dartboard, hoping to figure out which one that is. So if you don't have to play him, I definitely wouldn't. He would be a Hail Mary more of guy if you were going to play him on bye weeks or something.
Yeah, and Jameis, he looks so good at times, and then other times he misses throws, he misses the wide open receivers. It's strange to me because some of the throws he does make are great sometimes, but only 26 for 46 today for 3, but he got 334 yards, a touchdown. If you started him, if you had him, you pretty much started him. He was still decent enough, but he didn't live up to our number 3 ranking this week, I would say.
No, definitely not. You look at it, he easily completes a few of those that were open that he missed through. He would have, he could have easily had 400 yards with 2 TDs, and then we'd be, singing a very different story. But, that's not what happened. And he still had fine yardage, but, only the 1 TD, and it kind of went with the game. Same thing as what happened to Brady. Both of these guys had 40 plus throws, and Brady was 30 for 40. Winston was 26 for 46. So, man, they were chucking a ton, but they just weren't, really getting it done.
Yep. And then Jacquizz Rodgers is pretty much droppable at this point, I would say, unless you want to have the Martin handcuff, which I don't really think you need. But he only had 3 carries for 2 yards in the first game. Martin's back. I don't think he's going to be a factor at all going forward. So if you have him, I'd feel free to drop him. I think that's about it. There's really not much else, Jeff, for this game. It's kind of a short one tonight.
Yeah, you know what? It's one that, once again, it was just a straightforward game. The guys that you thought were going to do well did all right. And once again, it's more about solidifying what we really thought about these players. I mean, I guess the only other thing we have to say is, you feel for Tampa Bay because Folk went out there and had a very bad game for a kicker. So you're wondering if that's going to, carry on. Because the game before that, he missed, was it 2, I think? So I don't know if he's going through a slump or what, but, that's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on as well. Because I know for a kicker, he was kind of a high waiver pickup, assuming he was going to get the opportunity, which he did, but he didn't capitalize on him.
Yeah, and actually, who knows if he'll even be on the team at this rate next week. I mean, that's a lot of missed field goals. But I think that's going to do it for the recap. We'll be back Sunday night. We'll recap all the Week 5 action. Hopefully there'll be some good stories that come out of that. Maybe some new players emerge. Some of these waiver pickups we had this week maybe step up a little bit. Hopefully Wayne Gallman will be one of them. But we will talk to you guys then.